Coach Garrett McCoy here, inviting you to join me along for an upper body workout. But before we start getting buff and feeling those gains, we're gonna find our breath. We have 3 sighs of relief. When you're ready, let it come in. And just drop it. One more, try to make no noise, really soften it up on this one. Four Huberman breaths, double inhale in, followed by dropping it like that sigh of relief. One minute of breath work, if that, brings you into the present moment, prepares your lungs for exercise, prepares your mind for exercise, just as we're gonna warm up and prepare our body. We're gonna warm up that upper body, so we're gonna work on just finding some stability and strength out of the gate. So first one right here, we're just going to find our plank. Just squeeze those glutes nice and tight. Make sure that you're finding a nice tall position, getting that good C curve up, right? We don't wanna be sunk down here with the hips. Can you just find this position? From here, we're gonna shoulder tap. Notice my weight's gonna wanna shift. Do your best to stay as still as possible as you can. That requires your glutes to stay tight, your abdominals to stay braced, and those lats to be engaged to keep that C curve. Go, one more on each side. Great. And if that was too hard, guess what you can do? You can just hold the plank. You can hold a knee push-up. You can do that from your knees. Find a way to flow your own way. From here, we're gonna come into our modified side plank. Right hand is gonna get right over the shoulder. We're going to stack nice and high. And then from here, we're just gonna raise that leg. Making sure that shoulder is over my wrist. My knee is underneath my hip. And I'm finding as much length as I can, as much height as I can. Can I pull my palm back towards my knee? Can I continue to screw back with my pinky? And I can roll my head from down to up. Great, so that modified side plank's just giving us a little control of that lat, a little bit of that side to side motion. Same deal on the other side. I'm gonna get my left shoulder over my left wrist. I'm gonna make sure that my hips are stacked, my shoulders are stacked. Then I'll add that leg lift. Again, find the length. A little bit tighter on this side. I am recovering from a half marathon that I did last week. And it's interesting, my HRV has been lower. I felt good, my energy hasn't necessarily been low. But instead of, crushing it, I'm just taking the time to do these restorative exercises that wake everything up. It's recovery, but it's recovery with purpose. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're gonna go into the crab position. Crab position is one that a lot of you won't like. Your hands can turn out. Bring your feet in, make sure your toes are facing straight up. And we wanna avoid this. This is what's happening with seated. I'm bringing my butt off the ground and I'm just gonna hang on, I'm gonna hold right here. So those of you guys just starting out, hang on right here. Make sure your head's nice and tall. Shake that head side to side. From here, find a little glute bridge. Get those hips as high as you can. And then you're gonna bring your butt back towards your heels. If you can go all the way through, great. Again, I'm trying to open my chest, really raise that heart, shake the tension out. I call this the swing set because it's kind of that hip pumping motion that happens there. We've got 3 of those. Now we're gonna use that swing set motion to help us bridge up, find this thoracic spine reach. My shoulders are stacked. It's coming all the way across. Both knees are pushing out. Other side. Full hip extension. My big toes are down. Knees are driving out. That creates strong arches. This hand is reaching straight across. Everybody wants to come up here right here helps me reach farther and farther so that I can stack this shoulder. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Good, sitting back down. Just gonna do 2 more of those to each side. Nothing unleashes my shoulder tightness and my back stiffness like this movement. You hear me talk about paying rent? This is one of those things I view as paying rent. I gotta do this nearly every day to have that relationship from opposite hip to opposite shoulder. Cool, that was our warm up. Guess what that did? You can hear me huffing and puffing a little bit. I warmed up my shoulders from here, and from here. Great job. Now we can start pressing and getting other things going. So today we're gonna introduce the Z press. When a lot of people press a kettlebell specifically, they lean away from the bell. They wanna rotate. So this is a Z press. You're gonna sit on your butt, and you wanna avoid spinal movement as we're pressing. So I'll start in this left hand. Whatever weight works for you is good. You can do this with a dumbbell as well too. But can I stay vertical and find that press? Nice and slow on the way down. Use your exhale. Pull it back down, nice and slow. Want to have a vertical groove as much as possible. Get comfortable in this seated position in this rack. Pull that thumb all the way to the back. Sit nice and tall. Can it come back down? We're just working on about 5 reps. This hand is like a pressure gauge. As I exhale, using that exhale on the way down too. Good, because what good is pressing if you can't stabilize through your trunk? So this is a little bit of an extreme example, but it takes your hips out of the position. We'll do it on the other side from the straight up angle. So here's the rack position. My hand is below my chin. I'm using that hand like a pressure gauge. Thumb is to the back. Can I pull back down into that same groove? Nice and tall, nice and tall. Come back down. Ooh, and I've got a little shoulder junk going on, a little ish, and I can feel how I want to rotate or compensate away from that. That is everything, that is big time. Okay, so we worked that overhead position, and in between we're just throwing in a round of halos. So these halos, we're gonna take the bell upside down, and look, it's below my chin. From here, we're gonna go around the world like you're making a box. So this elbow comes across, the bell reaches behind the head, nothing moves except for the bell and your scapula. Inhale here, exhale here, right when it gets hard. Glutes are staying tall. Good, we're gonna go back the other way now. So that breath sounds almost like hissing, and that's helping me control that exhale to use it to create tension in my body, to find that stabilization so that my spine doesn't leak force. We're gonna throw a row in with here too. In this instance, we're gonna come from the calf stretch position, okay? So I'm trying to push back through my back heel. My upper body angle is gonna match my shin. I'm gonna keep my thumb in towards me. That left hand's gonna come out here nice and wide. And can I pull this elbow high? I don't like this groove very much. I'd rather keep it close to my body. Can I set my shoulder first, then pull it high? Good. That one we're working about 8 to 10. A good rule of thumb with exercise or with upper body strength is you typically want to pull twice as much as you push. In this kind of shorter strength workout, if we're only doing about 5 presses and we're doing 8 to 10 pulls, can we get that done and work the shoulder kind of on both sides? Okay, a little view of this from the other side. I've got that weight mostly in my right leg. I'm pushing back through that heel, and I'm going to lean forward. Hand comes out here as a pressure gauge. Can I pull high? And this is challenging my stability, right? This is helping my lower body and integrate it back in. This is why using a kettlebell is so much better than what you typically will see people do. Oh, I'm gonna do bench rows, it's gonna support me. So, you don't wanna use that bench to support you. You wanna use your body to build stability. Good, again, that's about 8 to 10. So we're gonna move back from the Z press. If you wanna go back and add another round of that, you absolutely can. And this is one of those little 15-minute strength workouts that people neglect because, oh, I don't have the time. I'm just trying to wake it up from a few different positions and tie it back into my posture. Can I reset my posture so that I can recover and I can get back to my training? Okay, the second one, we're gonna go kneeling. So we're gonna get the left leg out in front and we're gonna use the right hand to press. Anytime we need to get into rack position, we're gonna cheat rack. So I've got it in my right hand, I'm gonna grab it with the left. Again, use my breath. This back foot, we wanted you to get in the habit of pushing through that toe mound. This is just kind of lazy. It might be more comfortable, but can you actually stretch that foot and ankle? We got that good groove. Can I press from here? So that different position is forcing me to stabilize through my core. It's funny, some of my clients will be like, can we do abs? Can we do abs? I'm like, this is abs. All this stuff that is causing you to brace your position, this is how your core really works in the wild. How often in a triathlon are you doing crunches, or when you're picking something up, it's about you bracing and resisting force even more so than it is about producing force. So I'll give you a straight on view on the other side. So I gotta get my kettlebell right. Okay, so again, I've got that knee over my ankle, that back toe is tucked. I'm gonna use the breath. Can there be no movement right here? I'm trying to almost lift that rib cage. Pull it down, but lift the shoulder. Good, it's just about 5 reps on each side. From here, okay, so now we're gonna do that halo from that same staggered position. I got my left leg out in front. We got the bell upside down. Back toe is tucked. Can I go around the world? Same leg out in front, we're doing 5 back the other way now. So that breath helps me with force production and with stability. You'll notice little subtle differences from side to side. Where do you compensate? Where do you cheat? It's a lot what I'm looking for when I begin training somebody is I take them through these different positions to confirm what I think I'm seeing, what the felt sensation is of the client. Because if you can't feel it, if you can't make that neurological change, it's not going to lead towards permanent change. Okay, same staggered row, but now we're going to do the same arm and leg. So we'll find that calf stretch position. When the right leg is in front, the bell is going to be in the right. Pull it high. That upper body torso is leaning as much as you can towards the ground. Lead with the scapula, set it, pull it high. Beautiful. Again, that is 8 to 10. I'll give you the straight on view. Now I'm on left and left. Left leg is in front, back leg is like a kickstand. Arm out to the side, pulling high. All right, so that's 2 rounds, and we've done it from the Z press, we've done it from contralateral, which is opposite arm, opposite leg. Now we're gonna go same arm and same leg. So now I'll get my right leg out in front, and I'm gonna press with that right in front. Pulling it back down. Again, can I avoid that move? I think about almost leaning into the bell. Man, this shoulder's a little wonky. I need to give it a little TLC. Last one. Again, what I love about this is that it's upper body, but it's core. It's hip stability. It's all the stability. It's still most stability, but we're working on strength. This is what a lot of endurance athletes do wrong when they're training, is they go with a bodybuilder or some old school style of training. Oh, you gotta do circuits, you gotta do lots of reps. You get enough cardio. You need to get strength. You need to get stability. You need to go through these full ranges of motion. Good. From the halos, this round we're just gonna go standing. Okay, can I lock the bell in? Glutes are tight. Look at that arc of my elbows. Glutes stay tight. Any movement comes through that thoracic spine and scapula. And this exercise is way more cardiovascular than you think because you're bracing everything. But notice the subtle ways that it changes from each position that we've done the same exercise. The core effect is different. Good, we got one more set of rows. Okay, we're gonna get that left leg back out in front. Now we're gonna take a little bit of a closer groove. We were coming up here in this high elbow, and we're gonna alternate. Make the change right here. So this is what we mean when we talk about getting strong at every angle. You truly are working the stability, your ability to produce force in the big movers from all of these different angles. If your strength training doesn't change different positions or mimic those ones that you're actually going to use in real life, this is really what functional training means. Kind of got bastardized a little bit with CrossFit, that anything that was a random exercise that wasn't traditional was labeled as functional training. To me, functional training is exercises that move towards longevity and promote mobility and stability. Guys, that was about 20 minutes. I have no idea, but we did 3 sets of pushing and pulling and halos. We warmed up our core. You can tell I'm breathing. Let's do 3 triangle breaths to slow things down. Bring it all the way in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down slow. Hold on for 5. Inhaling in. Slow it down. So habit stacking, getting that little bit of breath on the front side of your workouts, prime the pump, prime your lungs, prime your heart. Imagine if you warmed up your heart and your lungs before you exercised. Imagine if you cooled down your nervous system when you were done so that you could recover, so you could go back to doing the things that you want to do. Flow your own way.